So it's Monday or Sunday, the 10th, and I've had the vehicle from Lyft for about 3 days. I picked it up on Friday or Thursday, I don't remember. Anyways, a lot has happened and I am keeping up with, as much as I can, Kevin's pace in terms of applying myself, cutting out distractions, staying focused, being more efficient with how I use my time and energy. I'm at the bus stop here, which is why it's a little loud. And I've been sleeping out of this car, which hasn't been all that bad actually. It's been quite nice and has saved me a lot of time and energy in comparison with where I was sleeping before on the beach. So now that I have more of a routine and I have more responsibility and expectations of my performance and a clear path in many ways to achieve what I want in life, and a mentor who can support me in accomplishing these ideas, my whole attitude has shifted. I'm eager to wake up in the morning because there's a lot to be done for the various business ventures that we're working on. And I'm very grateful for the amount of time that Kevin is investing in me. And I didn't realize how much of my behavior is repelling what I want to come into my experience, and how much of my attitude is so disgusting or repelling or negative and is likely the cause of why no one really wants to spend time with me, which is okay because now I'm learning, but I didn't really know and I didn't really understand how to move through it. And the only logical next step when Yana left was to seek out mentors who could coach me through this so that I could help myself and grow and evolve and mature and do things differently than I have before, because where it caused me to end up was not fun. Sure, I'm in a great city. Sure, I don't have to deal with a lot of hassles in terms of weather, but being homeless is not a fun thing, and not having the resources and refusing to work because I think I had a better idea that I could build momentum on, not realizing how many steps out of order I was and how many steps that were missing for me to actually accomplish this vision. A lot of them pointing out, most importantly, how I was coming off to other people. My attitude has shifted, and it still kind of sucks in a lot of areas, to be honest, and I'm aware of that, and I know that I need to improve for me to gain real traction and leverage this opportunity exponentially to serve me and everyone in my world. I saddeningly had to step away from my relationship with Yana. She was very frustrated with me about this, my lack of communication, but ultimately I know that the relationship itself got started on a very, very dysfunctional footing. with me at my brother's house, just coming out of another period of homelessness, him willing to help me, and upon connecting with Yana over the phone, realizing that at the time I would either have to go all in on that relationship or go the conventional route of what I'm doing now, funny enough, driving a Lyft vehicle and taking on work, taking direction from someone who has more wisdom. But those things I couldn't really see at the time because I was hell-bent on proving to myself and everyone else that I knew what I was doing and I knew what my heart was telling me to do. And paradoxically, my heart ended up guiding me into the perfect relationship for me to really grow exponentially in a very short period of time through this mentor. So I don't discount my intuition, but I know it needs to be balanced with wisdom. And that even though I follow my heart, I need to temper it with distillation of my thoughts, let them develop until there's a clear plan of action and the chess moves are already lined up for when something happens, I know what to do because I've already accommodated for that variable before I take some sort of action or I initiate. And that's not something I've been training myself to do, which is what has frustrated Kevin a lot and is causing me to realize how important it is for me to think through everything before I act. So the heart position is already locked into place. I know that I'm doing what I'm doing out of love and the desire to be of service to everyone, including myself. I know that what I'm doing is ethical. I know that what I'm doing is in alignment with what the highest level conscious creators and influencers on the planet would agree is appropriate. Now it's just about how I can execute it, and by doing that, and in doing so, from Kevin's approach, I believe everything is falling in line perfectly. But to come full circle back to the relationship and knowing that even though I love Yana, I also know that we both need to figure out how to become self-sufficient for ourselves on our own before we ever come into relationship with each other or some other partner in the future. And it's sad, but it's necessary. And I don't want to cause her suffering, and I don't want her to have to feel like we have to stick together because of how much time and energy and money she invested in me. When I left my brother's for the 3 months that she was around to support me, I was homeless in Maui. She flew me out there because she felt like it was the best place for me to be. For 2 months, I spent in a shelter doing nothing but eating and talking and trying to work through some sort of plan around how we could earn money. We were trying to integrate our personalities and our ideals and visions into a coherent platform, but that has constantly been a struggle that I'm just glad neither of us have to force it anymore. And Yana has openly expressed, in fact, on her Instagram today, that she's feeling a lot more clarity and knows what she needs to do. So as much as it feels like I'm neglecting her or I'm shutting her out of this relationship, it's a necessary step for us to both become mature enough to help ourselves and then eventually help other people. And I love her. I have nothing bad to say about her. It's unfortunate what happened, but I also know that it's just part of us all learning how to integrate with our families and their opinions and if they're successful, or if they love us, or if they're both successful and they love us, how do we incorporate what they want for us with our own ideals and visions? And that's kind of the stage that her and I are at. I'm 4.5, 5 years older than her, but her maturity level in certain emotional areas is highly developed, and that's a big part of the reason why I fell in love with her, was she was able to hold space for a lot of different things, and she could also play the role of being a masculine figure who could think through things that I wasn't considering. Anyways, life has been transformative to say the least, and I'm very excited for how everything is developing, and I'm excited for how I can be of service to people from an empowered position, learning from someone who's been able to figure out the right steps in the right order with the right attitude to hold a balanced position and love life.